This is so stupid. New uses for bank building towers, the economic climate of Columbiana County, and area banquet centers struggle to maintain cash flow during the pandemic. We highlight some of the stories from our October issue in today's Daily Buzz. Hello everyone, welcome to the Daily Buzz. I'm Mike Moliterno and a happy Wednesday. We are all halfway through to the weekend when we can sit, clear our thoughts, catch up on some reading, enjoy a fine bourbon perhaps. On a side note, Chalet Premier in Boardman has the Four Roses single barrel back in stock. Highly recommended. Now we do have some news to get to, but we're going to start off today by talking about something else. This. Does everyone know what this is? Of course they do. It's the spice. This is the October issue of the Business Journal, and it has some of the best business content around. Don't downplay the spice, Mike. It's the spice melange. So let's take a quick look at some of the great stories that are inside. You should have received your issue in the mail, so feel free to follow along at home. If you're not a subscriber, you should be. Of course they should be. It's the spice. And you can follow along by clicking our free e-edition preview, which will not be free forever. You have been warned. Here we go. Our cover story comes to us by way of reporter Jeremy Leidick, and it is Wanted New Uses for Bank Towers. In the story, Leidick talks to the owners of some of the most iconic structures in the area who are having to get creative to maintain occupancy. One example is the Chase Bank building in downtown Warren, where the owners have converted what was the main bank floor into an event space. A few pages later in our Brain Gain coverage, we have this story about how schools are working to overcome the language barrier for students who are new to the U.S., and this story about the Zion Education Center in Farrell. On page 18, Josh Medor brings us news of the new entrepreneurship center the Youngstown chapter of SCORE is operating at Eastern Gateway Community College's Youngstown campus. Then on page 24, we begin our coverage of Columbiana County, everything from the new Visitors Bureau to profiles of several of its small businesses, as well as looks into the business climates of East Liverpool and St. Clair.
Hey Mike, can I borrow your copy of the October issue? Mike?
He knows about the spies.
Mike?
Could he be the one?
You gonna give it to me or not?
He doesn't fit the tag, but yet he knows about the spies. How can that be unless the prophecy?
Hello?
Doesn't know you have the spice.
You know I can hear you. Never mind.
He has no idea. So, let's continue. Another topic in the October issue is breast cancer awareness. Inside, we've got stories on advances in treatment, support systems, and how some local companies are stepping up to raise awareness. Then on page 54, we check in with area banquet centers who are hoping to recoup some of this year's losses by rescheduling canceled events in 2021. And that is just a little bit of what's inside this issue. There's also beer reviews from the flight crew, entertainment news, our business strategies content, and more. You can get a copy delivered right to your door by clicking subscribe at businessjournaldaily.com. And now let's quickly go over some stories from our website you may want to check out. First is this op-ed from Peter Navarro, the assistant to the president for trade and manufacturing. In the piece, Navarro talks about the recent visit to the White House from officials from Lordstown Motors, who brought an endurance pickup truck for the president to see. We also have this story on what impact the visit had on the share price of Lordstown Motors stock. And lastly, we bring you this story about a new endowed chair in gerontology at Youngstown State University. On Tuesday, YSU announced Daniel Van Dusen would be the inaugural YSU DePizzo Endowed Chair, named in honor of John DePizzo, who donated $1.65 million to the university to create the chair.
Sometimes it's harder to get younger people interested in studying long-term health, end of life, those kinds of things.
You can hear more in the 3 Minutes With interview at businessjournaldaily.com. And that is going to do it for today's Daily Buzz. Be sure to like, subscribe, and leave us a comment in the comments section. You can dive deeper into any of these stories by clicking the links in the description. Thank you very much for watching. I'm Mike Moliturno. He knows about the SPACs. The SPAC melange.
I can hear everything you're saying. Okay. That's so stupid. 717 Credit Union is paying it forward because we care about our business community. We are offering 6 months of free ACH and domestic wire services through small business payments when you open a free e-business checking account. 717 Credit Union. We are here for your business.